Welcome back to Epic Mickey Modding, and whoo! This is a big one. This will have major effects on the game, and a lot of different things. So, what this is going to show you what to do is, how do I change the text in game? Like Gus's name, what he says, how do I change that sort of stuff? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to change the text in Epic Mickey. It's quite an interesting process. Now, before I start, I will mention that this changing the text also includes menu text, basically anything in this game that has text, including the quests and everything. So you're going to be writing a lot if you're planning to just change all the text in the game. But here is where you find it. So the first thing you're going to do is we are going to go into pack files. This is where things get a little crazy. So in pack files, there is going to be a file called English NTSC. This, ignore the PAL version. This is what we're going to be changing here. And what you're going to need is some way to extract pack files. Now, this is a somewhat of a hard process to do, by the way. And one thing I recommend doing is getting quickbms. Quickbms is a tool that will unpack pack files for you. And also with quickbms, there will be quickbms will be importing and re-importing. Now, tutorials on how to download these and how to use them are available on the Function Point server, so I recommend going there to understand everything. This is where you'll find Epic Mickey .bms. This is very important. There's also a separate one for Epic Mickey 2. This is very important for doing the quick BMS process and re-importing, which the only difference is I can just show you this now. So, okay, so here's what you're going to do. So, once you have the application here, one thing you're going to do is, if you're using Windows 10, right-click it. If you're using Windows 10, right-click on it and click More Options, and you're going to create a shortcut. When you create this shortcut right here, what you're going to do is click on Properties, and in Target, you're going to add this. You're going to do space -R space -W, and this will make it into a re-import. So here's what you would do basically. So let's say we're going to make a copy of this, and we are going to put this in, and we're going to put a copy of this in here. So with that, we now have the pack file here. What you're also going to do is create another file that says output for all the contents of the pack file to export to. So here's how the quick BMS process works. So the first thing you're going to do is click on the script you're going to use. So we're going to be using Epic Mickey 1 BMS. This is for, as the name suggests, for Epic Mickey 1. This is a script to show what we're going to do. Next thing we're going to do is go over here, click on here, click on cutscenes, and we're going to click the pack file on what we're going to unpack. Once that's clicked, we will go into output. Once that's done, just simply press enter, and now in here is this. This is all the text in the game. Now what you're going to need is a hex editor for this, and the one that I recommend is this one. HXD. This is for this is just a hex editor, but this is the best one you could probably use for Epic Mickey. And this is how we're going to be changing stuff for the game. So simply, let's open it up, and the first thing you'll see is this looks like just a bunch of gibberish, but if we scroll down a lot more, boom, all of this is the text in the game. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the things that Gus says. Okay, so let's say I want to change things that Gus say. So let's pause the emulation here. Let's see what we have. We have the name Gus, we have the name, and then we have the text over here, you bucket of bolts, exclamation point. So this is what you're gonna have to do. So we're gonna go into here, Control F. This is how we're gonna be finding everything. Make sure you click on all for search direction. This is how we're gonna be finding text in the game. So let's say Gus. Let's look for, now this is going to show you all the instances of Gus. It's best if you do click search all, by the way. It's best if you do this so you can get everything. Now this is how you're going to be able to find certain things. These periods, like this one right here, this is important to notice. This is a 0, 0. This is important because this is different from, let's say I just type in a normal period. This saves as a 2E, which means these are basically end sentences. These cannot really be replaced, and there is not a lot of room in these files. So it is best and also advised for you to not go over whatever the original limit is for each sentence. So it looks like this is it. The way you can usually tell is if there is a period at the beginning and a period at the end, and this is how you'll be able to find it. So this text right here is for Gus, when just this, Gus. We're now able to change this. So let's say I want to call him something like Kip, or just something like that. I will now do Control S as a save, and there we go. Now his name will be Kip in game. The next thing we're going to be changing is the text over here, you bucket of bolts. So just like this, you can type it in just like this. Over here, you bucket. You don't even have to type in the whole thing, and boom, we find the text. Now, I don't know, let's say he just says, let's make a reference to Rayman 3 and say, see ya in Epic Mickey 3. And then, oh, this is perfect. So let's say I can't fill out. So the thing is that you don't delete anything. Okay, so like if you highlight something, the program will and I just press backspace to delete, it will warn me that this will make this operation changes the file size. This is very important because you do not want to change the file size. What we're going to be doing instead is just simply replace this with just spaces. This is the best outcome. And just like that, we can just save, and there we go. So now it is saved. Now the thing about this is that this will not change the game instantly. What we're going to have to do next is some more advanced stuff. So now that we have changed this, we are going to close the emulation. And the next thing we're going to be doing, hang on, this is going to take a minute. Okay. The next thing we're going to be doing is now it creates this back file. So you can just leave this in here. It has no bearing on anything. Now you're going to be doing the re-importing process, which I just showed you how you make it. So this is very simple. Just simply click on. It's very similar to the previous process, so there's nothing really to worry about. You're going to click on the BMS script. Then you are going to click on the pack file and save, and click on the exact same output. Once this is done, this is now modified. How you can usually tell is if you click on properties, you can see that it was modified just now. Right there, just now it was modified and changed. So now we are going to be doing the hard part. So what I recommend you do is, this is going to require lots of backups. Make as many backups as possible. If you fuck up anything, this could be a bunch of work wasted. So the next thing you're going to do is just very simple. Just replace this file. Make sure it is also 453 kilobytes. And now let us test the game. Let us test the game and see if it did indeed work. So let's see. And just like that, Kip, see an Epic Mickey 3. And that's how you change text in Epic Mickey 1. Very cool, very interesting. I know I spelled Kip wrong. You can bully me in the comments or some shit. But yes, this is how you do it. Thank you all for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you all later.